right, looks like we're about ready to begin. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. This is Who's the Boss? Thank you so much for being here today. How y'all doing? One more time, just indulge me a little bit louder. How y'all doing? There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Folks, this is going to be the ultimate iconic boss showdown as described by me. So, 16 bosses enter, but only one gets crowned the champ. And we have 5 absolutely wonderful panelists today. Can you please give it up for all of them real quick? All right, before we get into the rules, the format, any of that, we got to do the single most important thing. I would like all of these wonderful people to please introduce themselves, tell you who they are, what they do, all that good stuff, and then we will get into it. So if you could start right here, please, Diamond.
Hi, I'm Madness Diamond, but since we're friends now, you can call me Diamond. I use they, she pronouns, and I'm very happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Blizz. Pronouns he, him. I'm a Twitch ambassador and a variety content creator who focuses on true crime content and body cam footage and stuff like that. And I'm excited to whoop some ass today. We can curse, right? Are we not supposed to whoop ass?
I'm here.
Yes. Do you know what we're doing?
But
you mean like verbally or?
Like, I thought it was like me and Iffy were gonna.
We have to fight it out to decide who's the boss.
Like,
folks, there's been an update to the scheduling today. Today we're actually going to have Iffy versus Blizz, the ultimate death match.
Yeah.
They want that. Don't hold on.
Yeah,
put a paywall.
If we can gather $2,000 by the end of this.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Iffy Wadiwe. I'm a comedian, actor, writer, most notably the host of I'm Actually on Dropout TV, roll dice online sometimes. I do stand up in clubs sometimes, and I play people on camera sometimes.
Hi, I'm Persephone Valentine. You can find me on any street corner in America by going there and saying my name 3 times. She, her pronouns. I also do stuff on Dropout and internet streaming and stuff like that.
Hi, y'all. I am Brittany. I am on the official Super Lex Games cast. We're just a podcast, and we vibe and chill and talk about the latest in games and games media. So, hi.
Just so everyone knows, we do not charge for clapping, right? So you can feel, no. But thank you, I appreciate it. No, but for real, the panel is gonna be very simple today. Who is the biggest, baddest boss of all? As I wrote here, since the D&D video game from 1975 on the Play-Doh system. Yes, that's all real, I didn't make any of that up. Video games have had bosses, but who is the baddest MF of them all? Who is the baddest to ever don the title? So we got some absolute great, witty, excellent minds, and also me, to figure out who truly is the boss, okay? Will Sephiroth show Eggman the meaning of despair? Can Shao Kahn deliver the fatality on Bowser? We're gonna find out. But before we do that, we're gonna set some very, very simple ground rules for what we're doing, because we're gonna be debating. It's gonna be a bracket, 16 bosses. Think of it like March Madness. Okay, March Madness is about basketball. I realize, I don't know how many of y'all know what that is. So basketball is a sport, right?
And the goalposts.
Yes, it's a sport. It has a ball.
And the touchdowns.
So a ball is a round thing. You bounce it, right? Okay.
Oh, babes, they're gay. You're good.
I thought you weren't supposed to talk about
just one ball, to be clear. Okay. No, you all can make any argument you want in favor of the boss you pick in each matchup. Powerscaling, feats, hotness, how much of a DILF they are. That's gonna come up, let's just be honest. As long as, number 2, gotta come from a canon source. I do not wanna hear about your AO3 list. You can text it to me later, but I don't wanna hear about it right now. That's all I'm saying.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just being honest.
Why did you look at me whenever you said that?
Because
you look him in the eye when you're insulting us, please.
I don't want to hear about your AO3 list. Plus, it would make Sephiroth too powerful. Number 3. Obviously, there are 5 actual panelists. They're going to vote after, say their name of who they think wins, whatever. If all 4 out of the 5 agree on a winner, we're just going to say that round goes and continue. If, however, it's split 3-2 or worse, y'all are deciding. I'm going to have you shout out for who you think is the winner, and you better be loud if you want them to win. We all get it? Everybody good? We ready to throw down? Let's do this thing, y'all. Here's the bracket.
Wow.
I like you.
So empty.
No, because here's the thing. That's the format. You'll eventually see all the names, but these panelists know the 16 bosses. I didn't tell them the order.
No.
They had to make all of their decisions on who they're defending or fighting for without knowing anything. You might pick 2 people who are fighting in round 1.
Yeah, you say, these panelists know. Some of us have that thing in ADHD where we read the first sentence of a message and go, okay, I got it, and close it.
Did you read the Google Doc?
There was a Google Doc?
Some of us never got sent the Google Doc, and someone said that they would send it last night and never did.
No, that probably.
All right, thank you all for coming out, folks. It's been a wonderful day.
That probably happened to me too. You forgot 2 people.
Yes, I absolutely forgot, and it definitely does not say in the DMs "seen" right underneath the Google Doc link.
Look, seen
That was
is doing some heavy lifting. Yeah. I've seen.
So let's get into it. Battle 1 is between Bowser versus Eggman.
Oh.
The big bad versus Mario versus the big bad versus Sonic. Folks, I'm going to let y'all, whoever wants to chime in first can, who is the boss?
Can I make a very strong opening argument?
Yeah, go for it.
Feel free.
Nintendo's still surviving. Sega's practically dead in the water.
Okay. Okay, that has nothing to do with Bowser or Eggman, and
If
everything
their
to
companies aren't
do.
strong, they aren't.
It has everything to do with the way that Sony fucked over the Dreamcast back when it came over, and they overpromised on the PS2, and they pushed the release of the PS2, so people were pulling their pre-orders for the Dreamcast so it can go towards the PS2 because they were saying it was going to be so much more powerful, and it was not. So we can't go based off of that because that is capitalism taking down a bad bitch. It happens all the time.
I just want to say that my handle that I go by on everything is Peachia, and I named it after Princess Peach. That girl's getting kidnapped. She wants to be kidnapped by Bowser, so I think.
Yeah.
Bowser.
I'm also Team Bowser. I just didn't like that argument.
No, because you were fighting for Eggman.
What do you mean you're Team Bowser? That was not a Team Bowser statement.
Yeah, I wasn't defending Eggman. I was defending Sega, Jet Set Radio Future, Knuckles, Ugandan Knuckles too.
Bowser has kids. How does he have kids?
Yeah, but Bowser is constantly succeeding at what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like I was just playing. What is the game? What was the most? What's the Switch?
Wonder?
one?
Super Mario Wonder?
Yeah, that's the one where you see humans and it's weird, right?
No, Odyssey.
Yeah,
Odyssey.
Like, for most of the game, Bowser is beating your ass. Like, you getting your ass beat. I was like, Mario, fight back. Like, he is kicking, get up, fight for your woman. Like, at this point, you got to go back on Tinder. Where Eggman, you are constantly beating him, and he's just running away and coming back with bigger technology. Like, like you blow his shit up, and then he comes back and he enslaves more forest animals. Like, he is failing upwards. He is essentially Elon Musk.
Does everybody agree on this panel
He's
that
shaped like him.
Bowser's superior? Like, it's not Eggman, right?
Yeah,
Is anybody
Are either y'all Eggman defenders?
I would rather fuck Bowser than Eggman.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
Thank you.
There it is.
I'm into Bowser, so.
If you know any of these people and you did not think it was going here, do you get therapy? I don't know, man. Get a friend?
We didn't. That's why we're here.
Right. So I believe very obviously round 1 goes to Bowser. Which, come on. Which brings us to match, and I'm recording over here. We will see the bracket actually shown down as we get there. But that brings us to match 2. And match 2, of course, is Albert Wesker from Resident Evil versus
This isn't
Blue.
fair.
What is this? This is an easy one.
Is it?
Grown-ass man against a child.
Against
What
a
do you
twink.
mean?
It's literally against a twink.
Yeah, and you chose the grown man who has no problem shooting a kid. You know, like Wesker would be like, nah, I'm not gonna do your Pokemon
Versus
thing.
the kid who can't be remembered by his grandfather.
Okay, but are you saying that there might be an incident?
Yeah.
I feel like he's coming with Pokemon, he's coming with a gun.
He's-
like
Okay.
two different.
He's
What if
coming
he
with a-
comes with steel types?
No, he's coming with a bioweapon in a test tube that he's going to just himself with.
Okay.
And make it a 4-phase fight before you have to rocket launch him in the face.
Okay, so
He's a
just for the
better
purpose of
villain.
discussion, we're agreeing steel types are not bulletproof.
Are they?
Are they?
I don't.
Does Blue have any steel types on any of his teams across the games?
Why are you getting into that part of the discussion?
Answer.
Does he have any skills?
I was
that
trying to
help?
defend the matchup.
No.
All right, I guess Albert Wesker wins.
That's right. That's
Smell you
complete
later, Gary.
Global saturation, baby.
Listen, they can't all be iconic.
The drip is different too.
The drip
and
is
it's just
different.
So,
The drip is different. Although, you know what? No. No, I will. Look, I'm sorry. I'm gonna fight you. Blue got that shit on.
He does, but like, I don't know. The
on.
long coat is kind of giving it.
That's
It
fair.
is.
That's
No,
fair. That's fair.
Wesker is winning this.
That's
If
fair.
we're
That's
talking-
fair. All right.
Wesker.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to match 3, and our round 3 matchup is Dr. Wily versus Dr. Neo Cortex.
This is a good one.
Okay.
This feels
This
like
is a good
even
one.
they're both doctors, right?
Yeah.
They got the same haircut.
Theoretically. Actually, they kind of like if you mix their hair together, they got like a full head
Oh,
of hair.
okay. We're not
Right.
counting that little tough.
Like if you combine it.
Not counting that down.
Wait, why you cut his leg off?
He's only got one leg to stand
He
on.
was in a tragic accident. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
That was from Crash 7, Return of the Peg Leg.
I have an argument. I've actually a question for them.
Okay.
Okay. Could they each take down the opposite's protagonist? Like, I
So
feel like
could Dr. Wily
could
beat Crash?
take down Crash Bandicoot. I don't know if Cortex could take down Mega Man.
Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he'd have, oh my God, I can't forget. Oh boy with the yellow cape. Proto Man, yeah, Proto Man. He was that dude. I remember that was the first time I was like, nah, that's who I want. Like Mega Man, get out of here. I want he got a cape. Capes go hard. You put a cape on somebody, I'm on it. When they started putting them big ass capes on Gundams, I'm like, yeah, we need more of that.
He also had shades on all day.
Yeah, just automatic shades. Then they made Zero, and I was like, well,
My man.
we're back.
Zero
We're back.
rules.
My man understands.
I'm not even into Mega Man like that, and I know Zero.
Yeah. He had a sword, and he came in and he sliced. I think it's going to be Dr. Wily because he's like, I think also his experiments are way more successful. It's just, the power of friendship usually ruins his his programming.
How do you not calculate for friendship at that?
Yeah, I
point?
would
like learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, I would ban friendship in the coding. It's like, nah.
I'm technically not a panelist and not supposed to take part in this discussion, but I will address that. You said, how do you not calculate friendship? Do you see his hair? How many friends do you think he got that he did not build?
No, he was like, yo, I want you, I need to be balled up top, eagle wings on the side.
Right.
It's patriotic in a way. We
Yeah.
It's like, you know how mullets like business in the front, party in the back? That's just disaster on the front, disaster in the back, explosion on the sides.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're in agreement. Dr. Wily is the winner on this
Yep.
round?
Dr. Wily.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right. That's fine. Again, clapping,
I forgot
still
Cortex
free.
existed.
I promise you. You're allowed to do it as much as you want. I'm just notating for later, make it easy. All right, which brings us to match 4. Hopefully a bit more discussion, we'll see. Match 4 is Dracula versus Master Hand. Again, real quick. Again, any canon source which does include visual media.
Oh.
I mean, they're both good with their
okay.
hands.
In other words, if you want to argue
Are you saying this is every Dracula?
whichever Dracula you
no,
want to...
no, I know,
the
I
video
need-
game
Castlevania.
Dracula, but it does include the Castlevania anime.
So can I
If
piggyback
you
off
want.
that? I do not want a man if it's not fucking Dracula and how he simps for Lisa Tepes. He's winning simply because he's the biggest simp for his wife. Give me that. That's what I want. A hand can do whatever. It's fine. Like,
Well, also-
Dracula simping is...
Here's the thing, like, I know who my favorite is, but if I'm really looking at this, how we're supposed to look at this, what's the name of the hand again?
Master Hand?
Hand.
No,
You don't
I
even
have
know his
problems
name,
with
and
that.
you're
I have
rooting for
problems with
him?
that. But no, Master Hand. Now that we are getting very important, vampire lore back into the minds of everyone, Master Hand can't talk. So if Master Hand enters any building, Dracula can't do shit because.
Clarification question. I've actually always been curious about this. Is the voice of the announcer in Smash Brothers actually the voice of Master Hand?
No, separate
No.
entities.
Cool.
No, because he would be talking way more shit when I'm beating him. But yeah, no, I feel like the hand once it's this big omnipresent hand that's like smacking and it shoots beams, and Dracula, if it needs all it needs is one of those capsules, and it's gonna show a tied up knot, and then Dracula's gonna be occupied for 30 minutes, and then he shoots it with a beam. For those who don't know, Dracula can't not untie knots. That's also some more Drac lore.
Can I ask?
Yeah, people are saying, what? Yeah, that is a Dracula. Every time Dracula sees a knot, has to untie a knot. So now you know if you're caught in a room
That's
with
like
Dracula.
that's vampire lore in general.
I feel like that's-
certain they have to count every grain of rice if it spills on the ground, like certain traits like that.
Yeah. So there's just too many weaknesses on the table for Dracula that this hand can take advantage of. You get some Mahatma.
I will
Jasmine
make
rice.
a counter argument.
Okay.
Dracula hot.
Yes.
There we go.
So I'm glad that you brought that up. Because are you going with Master Hand?
Yeah.
Problematic. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because there's like historic master, and then there's master.
Is it,
Master Hand.
Whoa.
Stop it.
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that, first and foremost. I kind of got to side with Dracula here. He has a confidence and swagger to himself that I feel like many people would crumble. Like many people in this crowd would crumble if they came across Dracula.
You're speaking from experience, I'm assuming.
Like panties dropped, wet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Might have been
would
off
you-
since the image came on.
Wait, say it again.
Might have been off since the image came on. Yep.
Yeah. Look, I know what you're saying. I'm just thinking the hand is just able to enter houses freely, can ignore knots.
What's your
flies
favorite
up and
personality
down.
trait
And
about
if we're
Master
talking
Hand,
about the sex factor, sometimes hands have been better than men in many occasions. Sometimes I've only needed one hand.
I will make another argument. If Ness can beat Master Hand, actually Ness is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Who's the worst Smash
Ness
Brothers
is a
character?
psychic kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Pichu.
Yeah, Peach.
If Pichu can beat Master Hand, Dracula can beat Master Hand.
Yeah, but Pichu
But
doesn't
Pichu
need to
can
be,
also beat
once again,
Dracula.
I'm saying Pichu doesn't need an invite to go inside the house. All Master Hand has to do is go inside the house.
wait.
Also,
close the
throwing a
door.
wrench in this, Dracula's been a boss in Smash Bros. For a couple games now. Any character you argue can beat Master Hand can beat Dracula.
Okay, but you're looking at this man and you're not inviting him to your house?
I am absolutely inviting
Me
this
too.
man into my house.
Also, he could just
You don't
run
need
over
an
Master
invite.
Hand with Castlevania. It moves.
Huh?
Castlevania moves. Run over Master Hand.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Here's no, I'm not inviting Dracula into my house. No. No. Sorry, it needs
You don't have enough trauma.
it needs just thicker thighs, bigger breasts.
What?
I don't support
We're talking about a
heterosexuality.
hand. What do
I
you
want to be
mean?
taken away from this narrative.
Yeah. Hey, look, you're talking about me. I'm like, nah, dude. I feel like I would destroy that man if I topped him.
Press
I would
F
like to
doubt.
leave. I would like
no.
to leave.
The only thing
please.
that can't
You were
doing is
you were the
helping
one
you
who
make
opened the
hamburger helper. Like, that's
conversation.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just going Master Hand.
You're going Master Hand?
I'm going with Master Hand.
I'm Dracula.
No, it's
I'm sorry, I've just been laughing this whole time behind y'all because I'm still thinking of Iffy saying how, nah, the voice would be talking so much shit. And I'm just imagining every time he'd do like the flick move being like, Roy! Marth!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our first split, folks,
Yep.
and that means it's gonna be decided by all. So if you're in favor of Team Dracula, let's hear some noise.
There we go. Thank you.
Damn.
And if you're on Team Master Hand, give it up.
No, it's Dracula. It's Dracula.
I think it's Master Hand that took
The
that.
people have spoken.
Yes.
I am truly shocked.
I
I thought
so
y'all would
upset.
simp
I
for
won't
Dracula
mess with
too
it.
hard. I am
Yeah.
shocked.
Be
You're
friends.
all weak.
Look at those thick fingers.
Right.
That's
Listen,
look at the thickness of those fingers.
Plus, the hand can't monologue, so like it's
That
no
is
time
someone
just
wasted.
gets right down to
Just
business.
get right into it.
I got, that's a good argument. So,
That's the
If
problem with
Master
this
Hand wins this
generation.
whole
in
thing,
a
I'm
surprising
leaving.
upset, Master Hand
Yeah.
takes the round,
I hate it here.
Boo.
I hate it.
Look,
Boo.
sorry, that's what I'm
and
saying.
that takes
I
us
like
to
it.
match 5, where we've got. Nope, missed. Ansem
Oh no.
versus Ganondorf.
I have been summoned.
If one of you nerds comes up here after I said Ansem and is like, well, technically that's Terra Xehanort, you're banned.
Josh, I have a question. Why did you make this specifically brown on brown crime?
Yeah.
Like, I hate to be that one friend that's too woke, but like, now we got Massa and now this. Come on, man.
I would like to take accountability for
I mean,
my choices and my actions.
they're both defeated by twinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
Repeatedly.
difference between Sora
Let's
and
just cancel
Link
them both.
is one of them is obsessed with Riku and the other one knows what a sword is.
Also, like I feel like having Gerudo, like a tribe behind you, is kind of a flex. Like
Well, is that specifically
that's
Ansem for the
Ocarina
first
of
game?
Time. Yeah.
Ansem for the first game? Okay. I mean, he's got an army of like Heartless too, so
Yeah.
that kind of balances out a bit for me. This is hard.
It is.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, but I
deciding
feel
factor
like
is
I
usually
see what you're
Smash.
getting at. I feel like, yeah, Ganondorf gets his hands dirty a lot more. Also, built to smash. Like his race of people, only one man is born and has to sleep with all the women, and these
That
are
is not how it works.
not
That's
That
how
is
it
not
works.
how it
That is
works.
not how it
That's
I'm almost positive.
I am not yet ending this.
so how does it work? One
The
they get,
Gerudo
like-
go out and find male partners of other species, specifically usually Hylians.
and then what happens when there's one?
They only produce female offspring except once every 100 years, although there's some weirdness with the timeline in Ganondorf because he didn't technically die. They haven't had one in a while in the current timeline. I'm a nerd. Every 100 years they produce a male heir, and that heir is king. In a lot of the more recent games, they haven't had a king in a long time.
And so you're saying he's just sitting there, the only fella, thicked up, thick thighs, big biceps, barrel chest around all these Amazonian women.
This sounds like your fantasy, Iffy.
Of course, but that's not the point. The point is like when I heard that, I was like, oh, then he like makes all the babies.
No, that's
That because I'm like, oh, it's like a bee thing,
that's. Sorry, hold on. Like a bee thing?
Yeah, like the drones, and they gotta you make a whole bunch
A
of
what
babies
now?
and then you kick rocks. Whatever.
I can't. No, you can't just go whatever. You just can't go whatever.
Whatever.
I'm going to make
Whatever.
an argument, an actual one.
That was an argument.
That was an argument? Sure. Ansem gets his ass beat by a key.
Yeah, true.
At least Ganondorf gets his ass beat by a bunch of arrows and a sword.
Have you seen the size of keyblades when people cosplay with them? It isn't like a house key. That key will beat anyone's ass. That is a hefty key.
But he also gets beat by the power of friendship, though. Like Ansem does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Ganondorf gets defeated by a twink and a blonde. Or redhead, depends on the game.
I would have to go with Ganondorf. I feel like, I don't know, he's the epitome of like male loneliness epidemic. And I feel like when you're alone and working out and trying to, you know, process whatever you're trying to process, and he's trying to kill like Zelda, right? Or something like that?
He's trying to rule Hyrule.
Okay.
Sometimes they explain it by the resources of Gerudo being lost and Hyrule being a land of plenty. So he's trying to take it over.
I feel like his hate is more powerful. Like, Ansem does have an army, but like, I don't know, any man can get an army. I feel like that's not hard.
I'm going with Ganondorf. Like,
Yeah.
his pettiness is multi-generational.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Also, like, oh wait, Kingdom Hearts has some weird stuff with people getting like not reincarnated but still being around after dying. But Ganondorf keeps coming back over and over again.
This man is on Reddit.
Yeah.
This man is on Reddit. He's on the Legend
he's
of Zelda
downvoting
Reddit.
every post.
Because you rocked my whole world. So I'm here with Westmang, who says, "Is Ganondorf sleeping with every Gerudo woman?" I'm like, yeah. Ask
Everybody go and check Reddit later.
Yeah,
If you
go
see that post
ahead.
pop up,
Yeah,
you found
apparently-
Iffy's burner.
Yeah, apparently they're saying what you said might be true. The verdict.
It is
I had a
verbatim
conversation
explained in
with
Breath of the
some
Wild and Tears of the
friends
Kingdom.
today.
Look, I played Breath of the Wild. That's where I got my data from. Okay.
I think you're getting your data from a different website.
No. I stay off those. Me and a real conversation me and BDG just had. He was like, I went on he was like, at Polygon, everyone always made like fanfics about me and like other guys on Polygon. He was like, and no one's made fanfic about me and you. And I said, I know, racist. So get on it.
I would just
that
like to
parent's
point
not
out
getting
for
on
this
thumb.
panel there were 4 rules, not 34.
No fanfics. No fanfics. That's the rule.
That was a.
I'm
real
glad
life
someone
groan.
caught it. Thank
that
you.
was
I appreciate it.
That was such a real life groan. That's very funny. I'm still, even though my data might have been corrupted, I still think Ganondorf is beating his ass every time.
I don't think anybody's did like. I think Ganondorf
I
is just
think
the winner.
Ganondorf wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're Ganondorf, unanimous agreement?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah,
that round goes to Ganondorf and an existential crisis for Iffy.
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember they were like, yeah, we're going to find other boyfriends. And I was like, but they come back and they all bang Ganondorf. No, I know it's not true now, but when I was playing it, I was like, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that.
I just need to make sure you understand Hentai Foundry does not count as a citable MLA source.
What's funny is I don't even know about Hentai Foundry. Like I don't. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
I'm learning a lot of new things here in this panel.
Okay.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
said no
we all
AO3.
believe
You
you.
didn't say we couldn't use that as
That's
a source.
a good point. That's
no
on me for not
AO3,
clarifying.
So
Well
fanfiction.net
done.
is canon.
Well done. All right. Moving on, that brings us to match 6, where we've got King K. Rool versus Super Shredder.
Wait, why he look like that?
I think
Because that was the only picture I could find of Super Shredder. Fucking work with me, man.
I am going to be so real. What is a super shredder?
That's Shredder all hopped up.
when he's
on-
like powered
Okay.
up.
Shredder
Cool.
from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that explains it. Okay.
He can go super second?
He uses like the same like goo that made the turtles go nuts, and he
So-
goes crazy.
So in a matchup like this, I'm stuck doing like the Mask Roger Rabbit rules, where like I feel like Super Shredder, even though it's a world where there's anthropomorphic like turtles, is pretty grounded, and especially if you're looking at like the Kevin Eastman stuff that are super bloody, and King K. Rool comes from Kirby, who sucks up a bunch of things.
Donkey
Donkey Kong Country.
You're
but it's
getting
fine.
confused with the King DDD.
King DDD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or Diddy Kong? What the hell?
King K. Rool comes from Donkey Kong, which is a big ass fucking donkey. I mean, fuck.
Gorilla?
You're out. You're done.
Bye, Iffy.
Bye.
I feel like
By default.
All right, Iffy, so there are these things. They're called games,
Yeah.
right? You put them in a console, and then you can play them.
like my brain has not worked all day.
Actually,
Yep. Go for it.
I'm not continuing because you're bigger than me and you literally picked me up earlier. You can hurt me.
Yeah, but you know, the
I've got
picking up stuff
exactly
is-
as many jokes in as I can while it's safe. Any further, and I'm putting myself in danger.
So, but yeah, same difference from Donkey Kong, which is, you know, he's a big gorilla. He has, you know, he has a whole family. Cranky Kong. You got Funky Kong with the do-rag on. You got Diddy. Diddy makes like a plane, and he has a peanut gun. I feel like they work with cartoon world, you know, stuff. You know, you get trapped in a barrel. There's no way a gorilla can fit in a barrel. It's almost as impossible as 100 men attacking a gorilla. So because
Or
of
one
that,
man banging all of the Gerudo. Every last one.
that is not impossible. It just isn't what happens. Okay, like let's. I'm telling you, I'm sure he has the stamina. So I think that, you know, based on these like two kind of rules and power sets, that King K. Rool is going to be able to destroy Shredder, who was once defeated by a trash compactor. He's not. So it's just K. Rool. He's not a king, or is that just lore that you gave
No,
me?
he's been Captain K. Rool. Was he once King K. Rool?
Yeah, it's king.
Yeah.
It's king.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
he
having my
switched
back. You were the
titles a
only
couple
one who has
times.
supported me this whole panel.
Yeah.
You were the only one who had my back. Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon Prattman. Question: Do you have a like horse in this race? Because I got nothing.
I think just Donkey Kong's a better game.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
I feel
Okay,
So-
I see where you're bringing up side things that I'm going to say. No, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle side-scroller games are like, OG, they're the great.
They're great. Just Donkey Kong is
I will make a
More
controversial
fun?
opinion. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, mid.
mid.
Well, what are you basing that off of?
Well, yeah, what makes
I
it mid?
don't like it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
your
saying,
personal.
I'm saying because like you have the reason I say that is because like there's like the Kevin Eastman stuff, which is more gritty and exciting, and then there's like when they wanted to sell toys, they made it like more kid friendly, and that's
I'm
how you got,
aware
like,
of the
that.
history.
Oh yeah. So because you can't possibly be talking about the Kevin Eastman stuff is what I'm getting at.
I have more, so I'm not super well versed in it besides seeing the 90s cartoon show, some parts of the movies, and a much more sizable portion of the old comics. And I stand by what I
it was
said.
Did
Still
you read
mid?
Last
You had-
Ronin?
No.
Then
no.
then until you read that and then get back to me,
Okay.
because that I think is just completes like I think the Kevin Eastman like era of like Teenage Mutant Ninja is so great, and also the fact that it's like
I'm voting Donkey Kong.
It is
I am
like
too.
it's like
Pink roll.
it's making fun of like Daredevil, which is why Splinter based on stick and the hand versus the foot. It's like whatever. This isn't huh?
That's a very, very different thing than Master Hand, just so you know. Master Foot is what was asked about.
I feel like I'm going with Shredder for this one because I feel like Shredder would be more serious in the fight between those two. Like, yeah, he's living. This is K. Rool. Is that his name?
Yeah.
King K. Rool.
He's living in that cartoon world. I don't think he's gonna take that battle seriously because he's going against planes, barrels, and shit like that. Versus Shredder is like, I just want to kill you.
Well, yeah. Whenever I see that, though, I think of like The Mask and like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
okay.
Like anyone in Toontown could probably destroy any like street level hero. like I truly think Roger Rabbit could murk Daredevil. You know, like
Tune Force.
Something about this is making me want to support Temu Wolverine. Like I feel like that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
vibe right now. I don't know.
Okay, so Iffy, because you're going based on the rule set you're going with K. Rool. So
K. Rool.
So Diamond, who's your vote on?
Shredder.
Okay, we got another split decision, folks. So we got to bring it to y'all. So now there comes
They
the
voted
question.
Master Hand.
If you are
Yeah,
a
I don't-
servant of King K. Rool, go ahead and raise your voice for me right now. And if you're one of them turtles and you're ready to fight Shredder, go ahead and bring it down.
I ain't like none of y'all.
I got
this
ears, y'all.
misogynistic
Like,
room.
I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
The people have spoken. That's a great point.
Yeah, and so do I.
And now we're going to go to match 7. And there's definitely some connective tissue here because it's time for a throwdown between Shao Kahn versus M. Bison.
Oh.
Any character is going to come out on top if you have Chun-Li in your universe. Like, wonderful thighs.
This guy got thighs out.
Wait, he's like.
Shao Kahn provides his own thighs, I will just point out.
Wait, he has like a harness, and what's underneath that? Like, I'm a little distracted.
Blizz, that is known as a penis.
We call that the standard.
It's what's underneath that.
Miho uniform, actually.
This is the problem. I need men to be more sluttier and dress like this. You know what I'm talking
Right.
about? Like, bring this back. I'm tired. This generation needs to be more sluttier and bring back harnesses and thank you. That's what I support.
So undo more buttons or just okay.
You gotta show more chest and more. Get it? Yeah. Let's give it up for chest.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, these are both serving like doms. These are just like two different vibes, you know?
Absolutely.
They both have the cape. They both have. This is like I feel like this is like a very. M. Bison is like a more uniform, you know.
Berlin.
And like no, Berlin is Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is getting into Berghain, you know, like. But this is like I better have a whiskey ready when I come home, you know. Like M. Bison is like looking for a service sub, and Shao Kahn is a brat tamer.
I feel like
if you laughed, you just exposed yourself.
You really
Because
did.
everyone else was silent, was like, what is he talking about? And y'all laughed.
I feel like Shao Kahn was the brat who was tamed and then rebelled and said, no, I can be a top 2, and then overthrew.
I'm switched now.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of how that works.
I think you're describing like every Twitch streamer. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey.
I hate to be that.
Is that why he shouts, "Finish him"?
So, you know, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I figured the way I will start the discussion with this is because it's very easy to kind of consider the fact that the game that Shao Kahn comes from is everyone is murdered at the end of the match versus Street Fighter where it's like a competition. But I think that in both games, everyone's capable of murder because one guy's shooting fireballs out of his hands, and then he has the American version who does the same, and then there was one where they had found a black guy and he used a basketball, and we all kind of was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I like Sean.
Yeah, Sean fucks. But I was like, okay, we got to explain the basketball at some point. I need you to explain the lore there. So with that being said, I'm like trying to compare like the Psycho Crusher skill set versus, I think Shao Kahn is like a warlock, if I remember correctly, right?
He got some magic power. He got a big ass hammer. He's strong as hell.
Well, the magic is my concern. The hammer, like
But he does have some magic.
Yeah, because magic is a whole different thing, you know. Do we think he has a full like spell book of spells, or is he just doing like because it seems like he does a lot of necromancy, you know?
Yeah, but that's not canon. I said that's not canon.
That's not canon.
Yeah, you're making assumptions, and I'm saying that's not canon.
I mean, I feel like, you know, with how magic works, like I feel like it's pretty necromancy. He's like sucking souls out of people, you know, and not in the way I like. So like I feel like that's very necromancer adjacent. But yeah, I would say he sucks souls out.
Do we have like a consensus then? Do we think?
Okay, so what's everyone's vote?
I still don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Skill set.
Not only do we not have a consensus, I don't think we've had a single definitive vote yet.
I'm going in Bison.
Okay.
I'm doing Bison. I don't
Okay.
even think Shao Kahn's like the most memorable villain from Mortal Kombat.
I'm going with Shao Kahn.
I'm going with Shao Kahn. Yeah.
This is going to be split no matter what. We're going to have to take it to the people. You have heard the discussion. So, folks, if you want to finish him, I didn't mean it like that.
Did you?
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
was looking
just-
at my phone
that
and all I
came
saw
out,
was hand motion when you
It went
said
from
finish.
here straight to here. It never hit the brain thinky part. So just Shao Kahn, just make it sound. And before I screw it up and say something else stupid, the other guy. No, it was Shao Kahn.
I think that's very definitive.
And maybe it's how I set it up, but that was Shao Kahn, and we're just going to go with that. And that brings us to the final of the first round matchups, and this is the one that for some people is going to hurt the most.
Oh, no.
Sephiroth versus Kefka.
No!
This is why I did not tell them the matchups.
You did this on purpose for me.
I sure the hell did.
For me. Oh, you monster. Okay. I do have an answer, though.
Go
I do
ahead.
have an answer. So, despite my username online being Persephoth,
Real quick, can I just say the audience is just aflame right now.
Okay. Kefka is the most successful Final Fantasy villain. He actually ends the world and becomes a deity, essentially. None of the other antagonists have managed to do that, despite how godlike Supernova seems, and despite One Wing Angel being a banger. I don't think Mr. I'm gonna stab Aerith can hold a candle to Kefka. Thank you.
That's like
I think that's just a, you know, cast-sided skill issue. Because I think the reason Sephiroth couldn't do all the things he was trying to do is because he's up against, you know, a bad bitch like Tifa,
Thank you.
Cloud with the Buster Sword, Barrett with the gun hand, and all the Samuel Jackson curse words. He had like a squad. Like I do think character swap around, Kefka would get bodied by Avalanche. I think they take his ass out pretty easily.
If these two are fighting, Sephiroth is coming out on top.
I disagree.
Yes.
Kefka is not.
Disagree.
No, by himself, he's not doing shit against.
I'm waiting for
You're waiting for an
facts
argument?
outside of yeah, because you're just
so,
no.
Like, okay, I don't even think that Sephiroth, like in his final form, could face the. It's there's no actual like canon name for it, but I think like the fandom name for Kefka's like final fight is like the Tower of God or something like that. It's like multiple different forms that Kefka takes. I do not think that safer Sephiroth could get through that fight at all.
Okay. Your argument was so good because you're basically dealing with a god versus someone who just was emo in their room listening to Fall Out Boy and
I take
didn't really
With
have
mommy
time.
issues.
I am in that statement.
I don't know. It's like it's emo boy versus god, and I guess I have to go with a god here. I don't think Sephiroth has what it takes at the end of the day. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
I think I just have to go with Kefka. He's fucking terrifying looking.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but you're talking about God, but this is someone who's like fueling themselves from like the life source of the planet itself. So it's like it goes even beyond that. I think even though it's I feel like when we hear the word like a God, we've kind of ranked it higher. But I think in the span of like when you think about the weapons that were coming up, like these were crafted to protect, and that's what the planet was like. Oh, we need that for what he's doing.
And whereas Kefka is fueled by the three deities that created the world.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like we're arguing semantics here.
Yeah.
Whereas like since there aren't like really deities in 7, that I would argue that the life force itself is taking the place of that. So it's like the same. So I'm saying like they're drawing from the same power source. It has a different name.
All right, well, we got a 3-2 split. So on the most controversial matchup at all, folks, if you are a Sephiroth stan, let me go ahead and hear it. I was like, he has 4 fans. Okay. And if you're a Kefka follower,
Correct.
I'm gonna say I'm surprised. I think that's a Kefka.
It's only been a couple months since I voted in the wrong one. So let's go to the next one.
No, we've made it through all of the first round matchups. We're down to the quarterfinals on the bracket.
Okay.
I've already fixed it here. So
nice.
we got to get into it for our follow-ups. Bowser versus Wesker.
Oh no.
Bowser versus
Yeah, this keeps going. We're finding the boss. That's one.
In terms of, are we starting off like right now?
Go ahead. Go,
Oh,
go,
okay.
go, go.
So like Bowser versus Wesker, I know we have the whole argument of he has a gun, but I don't know, in terms of like status or notoriety maybe? I
Yeah.
don't know. Bowser is like a household name. Like if I called my mom now, she would know who Bowser is. She has no idea who the fuck Wesker is. Wesker walks into a club, isn't on the list. Bowser is. Bowser is the club owner.
Bowser might own the club.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well, like this is very interesting because you're bringing up a very important point, and I think as we're at this point of the bracket, it is worth getting like a consensus on this. When we're saying baddest of the bad, are we including their like I guess
Notoriety.
And his
or are we
would-
just going based on like the strongest?
That's up to you on how you want to argue it.
When I think bad, I think of, I try to think of like what qualities makes them evil. It doesn't have to necessarily be a battle against each other. I would have to say maybe it's a status thing. Maybe it's a like how evil is this person in a room of like I don't know babies? Are they?
If that's the case, do we really think that Bowser is evil though?
I think he. Damn. Okay. Well, fuck me. Okay. He is evil. He does have a redemption arc here and there because, like, in some games,
I would
he
say,
can be.
and some people would equate the two based on some of y'all exes, but I feel like I feel like Bowser is giving more toxic than evil. Like he's like, if like I'd be like, you shouldn't be dating him. He be stealing your girl. And like Wesker is like, nah, I'm trying to end this world.
All right, I'm trying to make sure we have time to get through
Yeah, we
all the
gotta-
matchups. So I need a vote.
I have to stick with my boy Bowser.
Wesker gets taken out by rocket launchers, and I think Bowser like can just blow fire at him and kill him. So
That's a good point. Bowser?
I don't think baddest of the bad needs to necessarily mean the highest power level. I'm going Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser was going to be my pick. So, because I feel like there's bullets in the Mario world and they are friendly.
Right.
Yes, ish.
I'm just a simp, so I'm saying Wesker.
You're going Wesker?
Yeah, I'm going
real.
Wesker.
Split vote, folks. We need y'all to step in.
It's 4.
that's
That's
four.
four.
Wait, I thought it was. Never mind.
Yeah.
I know how to count. Truly.
you?
Bowser moves on.
Woo!
So now we got Dr. Wily versus the Master Hand.
Oh, Master Hand.
Master
Master
Hand.
Hand.
Master Hand.
Yeah, I have.
All right, well,
Hamburger helper
easy.
wins.
that was a real difficult fight, huh? Who could have seen that coming? Especially after the hand talk. I'm just going to keep going. All right,
Master Hand.
Ganondorf versus Shredder. Do I...
Ganondorf.
Ganondorf.
Ganondorf
Don't
be
even
fucking
dignify
so
that.
much.
It's
Right.
Ganondorf.
He be fucking so much.
Look, you can't debate that part. We can debate that he's maybe not sleeping with all the Gerudo women.
Right,
popular,
right.
But
We can debate
he's
it.
Definitely,
Because it's apparently a
outside of
debatable
that.
point.
Yeah, doing his own thing.
And then, of course, Shao Kahn versus Kefka.
Kefka.
Kafka.
Well, I would say Shao Kahn then. Because if you're saying Kefka is strong because he fueled a god in the first timeline, Shao Kahn is literally a god.
Yeah, but 3 gods fuel Kefka.
Yeah, but he's like he would be fighting them. It'd be like if I was like, no, I'm not speaking to the manager. I'm the supervisor, and you're in here. You're a
Well,
subordinate.
Kefka's stronger than the 3 deities by the end of the game.
Well, then Shao Kahn would just suck him, suck his soul,
That's a different.
It's okay, I
kind of
did it too.
panel.
suck his
That's a
soul,
different-
suck
Join
his.
us.
I did it too as in the
for
Freudian
who's
slip.
the
I didn't
best
suck him,
sucker of the
to be
boxes.
clear.
Thank
Suck
you.
'em.
Okay, so is anyone other than Iffy changing their vote from Kefka?
No.
There we go.
I want drama. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Then it's another vote. Yes. Mood music. Let's bring it to the people. Shao Kahn. Or Kefka.
Yeah.
I tried to give you a
Dude, they got Final Fantasy announcements everywhere. Come on, that was already preset. Which brings us to our semifinals. Bowser versus Master Hand.
Oh.
Man, this is,
Yeah.
this is.
Bowser can beat Master Hand.
Yes.
He can
Yes.
beat Master
Yeah.
Hand, yeah.
Okay, but if I'm thinking about it, it's like,
Oh my god.
yeah. 'Cause we're going by who can, it's just, it's anyone can beat it if you're playing the game and you win it, But it's like, who does it easier? Who would I choose? Like, if you were trying to speed run Master Hand, is Bowser going to be your first pick to run that fight?
In which game?
Yeah.
Smash Ultimate.
Oh, Ultimate? Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
Also, Bowser has like an army. He has like all these weapons. He has a decoy of himself or something that he could just use.
He's a good father.
He's a good father. He has 7 kids or something. I don't know. He's
He's a
Master Hand has
present
nothing.
father.
He is a present father, exactly.
Very present.
Bowser has also been successful at what he does.
He's trying to get his kid a mom.
Yeah. Like, wait, he's a good person. Never mind.
He's raising his nieces and nephews.
If you really think about it, Mario's the issue.
No, he is.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
what are the votes officially?
Let's do Bowser.
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 All right. Bowser moves on to the finals, which leaves us on the other side, Ganondorf versus Kefka.
I really want this to be a Ganondorf versus Bowser situation.
I know.
It's gonna
Oh, yeah.
screw up everything, but
I knew this one was going to be tough.
I mean, that multi-generational petty, though.
yeah.
Okay, if we go from like just plain power levels to like the meta of being an iconic villain, I think Ganondorf takes it from Kefka because Kefka is like he is a great villain. He's a one and done villain though, unless you count Dissidia, which I don't. Like Ganondorf keeps coming back, and people keep coming back to beat his ass. Like people love to beat Ganondorf's ass.
Yes.
Right? Y'all love to beat Ganondorf's ass. Yeah. I'm voting Ganondorf.
I'll vote Ganondorf too. And then I will say what I want to say after.
Okay.
This is a safe space. You can say it.
Yeah.
Does it involve thighs?
Those are every argument you made could have been made for Sephiroth. Like Sephiroth has what?
Yeah.
What?
But we're not on Sephiroth right now, are we?
No. What are you going like for? Did y'all not watch the fucking Final Fantasy VII movie where Cloud is going through trauma and still having to deal with it because Sephiroth has injected himself in Jenova and Jenova is appearing places, so then Sephiroth was still appearing places?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Okay.
Stop the steal.
Okay, so then let's not
Stop
make that
the
sound.
steal.
Okay.
Let's not make that fucking sound.
Okay, but we're on Ganondorf.
So Ganondorf?
And-
Yeah,
Yes.
Ganondorf.
Brett?
I mean, again, it comes down to just simping and smashing, and so it's got to be Ganondorf.
All right, so which leads us to the matchup Blizz wanted, our final boss matchup. Who is the boss? Bowser versus Ganondorf. Even though it says 7, folks, you got 6 minutes. Because I want to be able to outro y'all. Please hear your final battle arguments.
Who wants
I mean,
to start?
Anyone?
I think the fact of the matter, like Bowser has been, making his way up here by being, kind of influential and, just successful. But I think that when it comes to this final bracket of baddest of the bad, I mean, you're talking about all the versions of Ganondorf, Calamity Ganon, and all the, huh? Explain yourself.
Okay, so
Okay.
So Calamity Ganon in particular is a complicated one. Ganon is a form that Ganondorf takes. Ganondorf is the original form. Calamity Ganon is kind of like a separate entity that was birthed from like the evil Ganondorf did. Like it's weird.
It's very
Thank you for confirming right now that there will never be a Zelda actually question. There will never, everything that just happened right now,
I literally answered one on the show before.
Yeah, there will never be another. There would, specifically around Breath of the Wild, because everything you just said.
I answered one on Breath of the Wild, but yeah, never again.
Again.
Ganon is the evil spirit, and Ganondorf is the Gerudo that the evil spirit inhabits. It's just Ganondorf.
Okay, now you're getting into Ship of Theseus territory. That's
Damn.
Ganondorf is just Ganon's favorite vessel. So whenever
I think you're actually referring to Demise.
Oh, here we go.
Ganon is like Devise's curse.
Okay.
God, and then he cursed the line, and then the curse became Ganon.
That is also
Does anyone else
theory.
smell toast?
Anyway, let's just be real. Ganondorf's daddy. I'm voting Ganondorf.
I don't know because
Okay, Bowser is a daddy. He is not
Yeah, he's literally-
daddy.
I think
No,
there are a
wow.
great number of people who will argue
That's
you on that
true.
point.
Okay,
babes, check my
fine.
Tumblr for the Luigi Bowser fanfic.
If you were making an argument for Bowsette being
Which
daddy, then I'd
Luigi?
agree.
Yeah, Bowsette.
Mangione, I don't know.
No, I'm saying
I stand
Mangione.
corrected, I'm wrong.
You all know it's there.
It exists. My thing is like Ganondorf doesn't have a movie, so like I'm kind of sitting here like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
coming.
it's in the
It's
works.
coming.
Yeah, but it's not here, babes. It's not here.
And technically, no, never mind. I'm not even gonna get in. I'm not gonna talk about Zelda ever in my fucking life again. Like, everything I thought I knew was wrong. I feel
I feel like a-
so dumb.
I
it's
feel like a
every-
movie that has Chris Pratt as Mario isn't a
piece-
valid argument.
Yeah,
of-
like every piece of Zelda media in my brain has not been correct.
You haven't gotten one
played
detail.
for
Babes, you're
swords.
giving up.
Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to
You
give
will
up.
go to bat for Master Hand, but you give up on Ganondorf?
Yeah, because he has thick fingers, and I
Oh my god!
and I understand.
Priorities.
You are
Priorities.
still, like, he would be your number one if he was here.
like Bowser. Okay.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like for Bowser, he doesn't necessarily need an entity to make him evil, or he is not a vessel. He is his own person.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So that's why I'm going with Bowser personally. While Ganondorf, is just a little shell, a little meat guy.
A little E guy.
All right.
Meat.
Diamond.
Meat guy.
Meat.
Okay.
Guy.
Okay. Yeah.
We need.
I'm gonna go with Bowser because, he's big.
You are giving up.
Yeah?
You're actively
Okay.
giving up and
That's it?
crashing out.
Okay.
He's big.
I'm going with Bowser.
He has a.
So everyone's
He has-
official votes one time for the one time, starting from Britt.
I am gonna do Ganondorf because I just think Ganondorf, as much as I love Bowser, has a much more interesting character. Ganondorf has more personality than just I'm gonna kidnap a princess.
Ganondorf.
As I stated before, Ganondorf is daddy.
All right.
Therefore,
Iffy.
Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Bowser.
I'm gonna go with Bowser. Yeah, and it isn't just I'm a kidnap a princess. It's I'm a dunk on Mario. I'm gonna beat him at tennis.
That
I'm
just
gonna
comes
mess up
with
his
it, though.
board
That's
game.
not.
Blizz.
I'm gonna mess up his board
That's
game.
not a flex. Dunking on Mario is
Dunking.
a flex.
Have you dunked before? It is a flex. When you dunk on somebody,
I'm gonna go
Just
with
saying.
Bowser. I'm going with
And
Bowser.
Diamond.
I'm going with Bowser.
We got a 3-2 split, so folks, one last time. This has got to be the biggest one of all so far because it's for all the marbles. If you are for Team Bowser, let me hear everything you got left. And if you're on Team Ganondorf, let me hear everything you got in those lungs.
There it is.
Which means, according to our very, very scientific series of measurements we took to make this panel,
Very serious.
who's the boss? It's Ganondorf. Thank you all, folks, for helping us figure that out and enjoy all this. Please give it one more time for our wonderful, wonderful panelists for entertaining y'all today. I've got a page up here with everyone's contact info if you want to take a picture of it so you can follow people, do whatever you can. If anybody wants to throw out what they're doing, starting with Britt, anything else you've got going on this weekend, go ahead.
Nope.
All right. Thank you.
I'm doing everything you're gonna plug.
That's right. If you got anything else going on?
at 6, I'm running over to here. Where I'm going to be doing the PAX panel show with Jen, and then after that, I'm going to be doing the Jackbox Party Pack, and then tomorrow I'll have my meet and greet, and I'll be doing Act Inc. at the end of the night.
Ooh, you're guessing at Ink? That's awesome.
I don't have anything, but I don't know. Follow me on social media.
There you go.
Let's go. Taking tequila shots at a bar. That's what I got.
And Diamond.
You can find me at the Gehenna Gaming tabletop booth. We are TT56. We're a horror gaming company look at all the cool stuff, say hi to me. And let me tell you about my favorite new system.
And folks, my name's Josh. I go by Anoriand. I will have a panel tomorrow in the Condor Theater at 4:30, Best Boys of Final Fantasy, which I'm hosting. And I will have another panel on Sunday at 1:30 in the Condor Theater, Romance and Intimacy in Games, where we've been, where we are, and where we hope to go Redux. We ran that at PAX West last year, and we are rerunning it now. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you all so very much for coming out. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, y'all.